All right, I do blame Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, stain of humanity. Yes, Meghan, and I hope you're watching right now. I hope you're watching, Meghan, because you are the stain in humanity.
I don't think that she'll ever let Harry go, because she is so fixated on having a title that she doesn't even have or deserve anymore, right? Yeah. Technically, she's not part of the royal family. On paper, on the website, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I think that's her biggest, that's anybody's biggest mistake in their entire life, to screw that up.
December 25. The holiday season is approaching. In Montecito, Meghan Markle appears in front of the cameras, filming for a new lifestyle show on Netflix. The images shared revolved around compassion, family, and human values. But at the same time, on the other side of the world, in the Philippines, her father, 81-year-old Thomas Markle, had just undergone emergency surgery and was in critical condition, being closely monitored in intensive care. According to sources, Meghan's response wasn't a trip, not a direct call, but a letter sent through her representative. There was no personal presence, no private moment between father and daughter. Everything was handled as a matter of image management that needed to be handled remotely. And this is where the story begins to get more tense. Meghan's brother, Thomas Markle Jr., the man who publicly warned Prince Harry in 2018 that the marriage could have serious consequences, has now announced that he is preparing to publish a book. According to sources close to the project, the book is not just about childhood or typical family conflicts. Rumors are circulating that Thomas Jr. is ready to address periods in the past that Meghan has never directly explained to the public. This refers to the time before she became a familiar face on screen. The years when, according to accounts, a struggling actress in Los Angeles was appearing at lavish parties, on luxury yachts, among the elite and wealthy businessmen of Europe.
Prince Harry wanted to make amends and come meet my dad. Wow, that's just crazy. I'll tell you right now, Prince Harry, if it has to do with anything with the Netflix crew and cameras, don't even bother. My dad's had enough crap from bogus PR stunts to last him for the rest of his life.
Old photos, Meghan on a yacht, alongside older wealthy men, have long existed on the internet. Invitations to exclusive yacht parties have also been recorded. But until now, Meghan has never publicly explained who they are, how they met, or what resources supported that lifestyle. And now, her brother, who was present during those years, who is believed to have witnessed many things firsthand, is reportedly ready to answer the questions Meghan has avoided for years. So, whether you believe this is just a family dispute or controversial accusations, the undeniable truth is, what is about to be revealed could shake the carefully constructed image. And with her father in critical condition, her absence from public view leads many to question, is this the moment when silence is no longer a protection? The question now is no longer whether Thomas Jr. knew something, but how far he went in keeping silent to protect his sister.
Do you sense that maybe trouble may lay ahead?
I've always thought that. Honestly, I've always thought that because, not that I want to bring up the fact that I wrote that letter, but I wrote that letter a long time ago in hindsight of her.
Let's look back at the evidence that Thomas Markle Jr. wasn't simply talking bad for attention. Going back to 2018, just before the royal wedding, Thomas Jr. wrote an open letter to Prince Harry. That letter went viral globally because of its rare frankness. He didn't shy away, he didn't use vague language. He warned that the marriage could have serious consequences, and urgently urged Harry to stop and think carefully. The letter was important because it wasn't a spontaneous reaction. It was a warning written before things happened. Prince Harry ignored that warning. And then, a series of events unfolded. A fractured royal family, a complete withdrawal from official duties, prolonged media controversies, and broken relationships everywhere they went. It's noteworthy that Thomas Jr. had spoken about these consequences beforehand. So when the man once considered overzealous was now proven right on many things, and simultaneously announced he was preparing to publish a book, the public began to listen. Thomas Jr. is no stranger to the internet. He grew up with Meghan, witnessed her through many stages of her life, and directly observed her choices, relationships, and behavior over the years. If he was right about the marriage, then the next question is, what else could he have foreseen?
So, Neil Sean put out a video yesterday or the day before saying that Meghan and Harry are on the rocks. Well, I think I called that quite a bit ago. And, Prince Harry, I told you it was coming. Anyway, the video said that,
And now, what's happening seems to align with those predictions. But let's put aside personal opinions for now. We need to go back to the facts that have existed for years, things Meghan Markle has never directly explained. This isn't a conspiracy theory. We're talking about photographic evidence and recorded invitations that raise reasonable questions about how a struggling actress could access such a lavish lifestyle during a very specific period. From 2004, when Meghan graduated from Northwestern University, to 2011, before her breakthrough role in Suits, her career was primarily comprised of small television roles, brief appearances in Deal or No Deal, a few supporting roles in CSI and General Hospital. Even Meghan herself has spoken of this period as a time of struggling with auditions and financial pressures. It's a familiar story of a young actress in Los Angeles. But what puzzles the public is images captured during that same period. The photos show Meghan appearing at exclusive parties on luxury yachts in the Mediterranean, especially in Monaco, in the space of the elite and wealthy business people, who are not mentioned in her official biography. According to author Kirby Summers, Meghan was invited to attend the 2016 Yacht Week in Croatia. This is no ordinary entertainment event. Some fashion publications describe it as a closed networking environment, where the wealthy meet and network in private. And then the question returns, a very real question.
Do you sense that maybe trouble may lay ahead?
I've always thought that. Honestly, I've always thought that because, not that I want to bring up the fact that I wrote that letter, but I wrote that letter a long time ago in hindsight of her saying something about me.
Is not a common experience for a struggling actress, unless there is some kind of connection. And this is where the story becomes sensitive. Because if the turning point in Meghan's life was driven more by elite connections rather than the conventional path, then those questions are inevitable. According to numerous sources, the turning point in Meghan Markle's life didn't come from traditional auditions, but from connections within the elite. She married Trevor Engelson, a well-connected producer, and through him was introduced to Soho House, a private club for royalty, celebrities, and the super rich. There, Meghan became close to Marcus Anderson, who is considered a highly connected figure. According to accounts, this was the path that led her to opportunities, and also to her entry into high society circles, where she met Prince Harry. This timeline raises many questions, and if those questions have answers, Thomas Markle Jr. is likely the one who witnessed it firsthand. Because growing up together, siblings not only see the public image, but also notice changes in behavior, relationships, and unspoken details.
Number one, no more lying. Number two, call your father already. Number three, you're no better than anybody else at all. Guaranteed. And number four, I paved the way for you to do the right thing on Big Brother.
Things the public has never heard in full. According to sources close to the matter, Thomas Markle Jr.'s upcoming book is said to address past events that Meghan Markle has worked hard to keep private. An insider said Thomas Jr. believes that the years before Meghan became famous do not align with the publicly available narrative. While not able to independently verify every detail, it can be confirmed that he announced the book project in May 25, with the goal of refuting and clarifying what he considers inaccurate. This is not a lighthearted family memoir. It is described as the perspective of someone who believes he possesses information that contradicts the official story. The timing of the announcement is also noteworthy. Right as Meghan launched Netflix content that positions itself as authentic and family-oriented, Thomas Jr. announced he was writing a book that completely contradicts that message. This suggests he believes his memories and facts don't align with the image being presented. People who grew up together, especially siblings, often remember behind-the-scenes details, who truly supported that lifestyle, which relationships were genuine, which were transactional, and the conversations that took place behind closed doors. Therefore, family revelations often carry significant weight. They rely on direct memory, which is difficult to manage or erase. In the current context, the tension is heightened by their father, Thomas Markle Sr., experiencing a serious health crisis. According to publicly available information, Thomas Jr. was the primary caregiver, while Meghan's response came through intermediaries. Putting oneself in Thomas Jr.'s shoes, carrying care during a crisis, can change how one views family loyalty. A source said he felt he had nothing left to lose and was considering sharing what he knew. When someone with direct knowledge decides to stop remaining silent, information that was previously hidden is likely to come to light. What has drawn the most attention is, Meghan Markle has never directly answered questions surrounding the yacht photos or her lifestyle before she became famous. The photos, event invitations, and travel in Europe all exist, but the context has never been clarified publicly. Of course, everyone has the right to privacy. However, the prolonged silence only fuels speculation. Usually, a brief explanation of the context of the old photos or the relationship involved could help close the question. Here, there has been no response from Meghan or her team. Another noteworthy detail: public information about Meghan's life during the period 2004-2011 is quite limited. This period is like a documentary gap, not as fully documented as other periods. It is precisely this lack of information that is what makes the public curious about what happened. And if Thomas Markle Jr. has memories or details that can fill that gap, then many questions that have persisted for years may find answers. Overall, according to sources and what makes sense of the timeline, the book in question may focus on three main questions. Of these, the first and biggest question is, who supported Meghan's lifestyle in the period before she became famous? If Thomas Markle Jr. can identify some of the connections that helped Meghan Markle access luxury yachts, European travel, and high society circles, it would help clarify her transition from a struggling actress to an elite lifestyle. The second question concerns her career. The official narrative suggests Meghan landed the role in Suits through regular auditions and casting. However, many industry sources have long questioned whether connections played a role. If Thomas Jr. witnessed how these connections led to the opportunity, that information would be invaluable. The third question is the nature of Meghan's social connections during that period. Were they purely harmless professional connections, or were there elements of quid pro quo? These questions have existed for years, but have never been addressed directly. The key consideration is what's being weighed. Meghan's personal brand is currently associated with compassion, family values, and authenticity. If new information reveals her rise to power is tied to elite connections that doesn't fit the narrative already told, it could damage her credibility. Partners who rely on that image may question the level of consistency, and the authentic content on Netflix will be difficult to take seriously if there are unexplained gaps in the past. If Meghan Markle's life story contains significant gaps or contradictions, it's not just her personal image that will be called into question. Prince Harry, who has defended Meghan against family and the media, will also face the crucial question, whether he knows the whole truth about his wife's past. Therefore, the years before her fame have always been kept secret and never clearly explained. This silence allows speculation to continue. Either there is a simple explanation yet to be revealed, or the story is actually more complex than what the public hears. As of December 25, their father, Thomas Markle Sr., is recovering from a health setback, while Thomas Markle Jr. is caring for his father and preparing to publish a book that is rumored to address Meghan's past. Whether this book reveals anything or not depends on many factors: the accuracy of the information, legal risks, and whether the parties involved reach a confidentiality agreement. But one thing is clear: if those details are shared by someone who was actually present during that period, then the rising from the ashes story will be harder to dismiss simply as before. The ultimate question is not who is right, who is wrong, but rather, will that information help the public better understand who Meghan really is? If you find this story has many unresolved points, please leave a comment below with your thoughts. Do you believe this past was just a misunderstanding, or are there still pieces of the puzzle yet to be revealed? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next analyses as this story continues to unfold.